Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever, recently shared her thoughts on Caitlin Clark's remarkable first season in the WNBA, praising her impressive accomplishments and highlighting areas of growth for the young player. Clark, 22, has taken the league by storm in her rookie year, making an undeniable impact on women's basketball. Her achievements include setting single-season and single-game assist records, surpassing the rookie scoring milestone and becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. These achievements earned her the Rookie of the Year title and a spot on the prestigious All-WNBA first team. Along with this, she was named as Time's Athlete of the Year that caused a storm. Caitlin Clark's extraordinary rookie campaign with the Indiana Fever is already being recognized as one of the best in WNBA history. Clark's performances on the court have been nothing short of spectacular, helping her team and solidifying her status as one of the brightest young stars in the sport. Her success comes on the back of breaking multiple records, surpassing rookie milestones, and earning recognition from across the basketball world. White, who took over as head coach of the Fever in November, expressed her excitement about the prospect of guiding Clark to further success. She noted that while Clark has achieved remarkable things, the focus now should be on developing her leadership skills to help lead the team to even greater heights. White has had a long history of following Clark's career, having watched her progress since her 8th grade days. White recalled calling several of Clark's college games while she played for Iowa and watching her grow as a player. This familiarity gives White valuable insight into Clark's hunger for improvement. White noted that Clark is eager to enhance her game and improve her skills. The two have already had discussions about areas of Clark's game that need work, focusing on how to make her more effective and efficient on the court. My first conversation with her the other day about X's and O's was like, "Well, how do you want to improve?" White said. "And then we'll talk about how we want to do that. And then I talk about how we can use her and help her, but more efficient and more effective in general." White's experience will help her serve as a guide for Clark, providing support as the young star continues to evolve both as a player and as a leader. White looks forward to helping Clark grow into an even more formidable force in the WNBA. Stephanie White's appointment as the head coach of the Indiana Fever marks the beginning of a new chapter for the team and Caitlin Clark. White is determined to help Clark take her game to the next level, focusing on leadership, efficiency, and further skill development. As both a coach and former player, White's perspective and mentorship will be vital as Clark strives for even greater success in her WNBA career. With her incredible potential and White's guidance, Caitlin Clark looks poised to become one of the most dominant forces in women's basketball for years to come. Fans loved seeing Caitlin Clark make an appearance at an NBA G League game this weekend, with the WNBA superstar attending the Indiana Mad Ants's season opener with her boyfriend Connor McCaffrey. The two were seen smiling and joking throughout the game while cheering on Indiana, Clark's new home after being drafted to the Indiana Fever with the first pick of the 2024 WNBA draft earlier this year. When cameras panned to Clark, she received a warm reception by fans in the arena, while many on social media commented on how happy she seemed with McCaffrey at the game. Clark has already become a much-loved figure in the state of Indiana following a stunning rookie season, and she is continuing to integrate herself within the area along with her boyfriend now living there too. While studying at Iowa together, Clark and McCaffrey both moved to the same city of Indianapolis after leaving school, with the latter working with the NBA's Indiana Pacers as a team assistant. In September, he joined local college Butler University, while Clark had become the #1 overall pick by the Indiana Fever. Clark and McCaffrey went public with their relationship last August, with news emerging that the couple had actually been together for several months prior when she posted their 12-month anniversary in April. The WNBA superstar is seemingly loving life off the court after a sensational first year in the pros. Clark was selected first overall draft pick and won Rookie of the Year while guiding the Fever to the playoffs, their best season since 2015. Clark's incredible play and dominance for large parts of the season saw millions of fans tune in to see Hawkeyes games while still in college, going on to be just one win away from winning the national championship for a second year in a row. Similar fanfare followed in the WNBA, as tickets for road games spiked with the interest in the sport seemingly at an all-time high. After further changes to their roster this offseason, the Fever could be favorites to compete in the playoffs in Clark's second season, most notably seeing former Connecticut Sun head coach Stephanie White in an exciting hiring. Despite Clark's phenomenal success in her first year, Coach White emphasized the importance of continued growth, both on and off the court. During her appearance on the Coaching You podcast, White acknowledged Clark's high basketball IQ and her swift adaptation to the professional level. However, White stressed the need for Clark to evolve into not just a great player, but also a great leader for the Fever. Former Iowa women's basketball star Caitlin Clark was named Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year this week. Clark led Iowa to its second consecutive national runner-up finish in March before being selected number 1 by Indiana in the WNBA draft. Clark was the league's Rookie of the Year and an all-WNBA selection. Clark broke the NCAA Division I scoring record and finished her Hawkeyes career with 3,951 points. Along the way, she played in front of sold-out arenas and elevated women's basketball to unprecedented popularity and TV ratings. A group of 74 sports journalists from the AP and its members voted on the award. Clark received 35 votes, and Olympic gymnast Simone Biles was second with 25. In the year of Caitlin Clark, no one comes close. Yes, A'ja Wilson won the MVP, and Nafisa Collier the Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, it was actually the New York Liberty and not Clark's Indiana Fever that won the finals. And yet, the point guard continues to bring in the honors even deep into the offseason. After earning Athlete of the Year honors from both Time Magazine and the Associated Press, she's now giving competition to bother Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu in a literal game of cards. The rookie phenom set the WNBA alight last season, shattering all sorts of records, on and off the court, and catapulting women's basketball to dizzying new heights. However, it's not just women or fans. Clark and Reese are inspiring. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Jackson is a huge fan of the talented Hoopers, and recently shared his admiration for both in an interview. The NFL superstar lauded Clark and Reese while speaking with Essence, revealing the WNBA duo are responsible for getting him interested in women's basketball. I wasn't really into women's basketball at first, but now, seeing players like Angel and Caitlin go crazy, it's inspiring, he said. In the Golden December Elite WNBA card battle, it was just reported that the Indiana Fever star outsold both the Aces and Liberty Stars. Where A'ja Wilson Signatures GV11 sold for $9 and $15, the Sabrina Ionescu Color Blast SSP cards went for $2,319. As for Indiana's number 22, the reigning league Roadies 5 cards accounted for 216,672 of the total $219,906 WNBA card sales. If you combine Wilson and Ionescu's card sale value and compare it with Clark's total, it amounts to the Fever Guard having a 21.34K advantage. With over 200K in WNBA cards sold in a single auction, there is a clear winner here. Action Jackson also joked about his own struggles on the court, admitting watching Clark and Reese had improved his shooting form beyond recognition. He added, "I couldn't shoot then, but I can now." It's amazing. You know they don't gotta be doing hair and stuff, they can play basketball, play some sports, Jackson went on, praising the opportunities women now have to enter the world of sports. The 27-year-old also explained how other sports have piqued his interest too, specifically women's soccer, which blew him away during a recent trip to Germany. Clark and Reese entered the WNBA in 2024 as the number 1 and number 7 picks to the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky, respectively. The prodigious pair were fierce rivals in college, and that continued during their debut seasons in the W. Reese, a 6'3" and forward, set the WNBA record for the most consecutive double-doubles in a season with 15, set the WNBA record for the most double-doubles by a rookie with 26, and set the WNBA record for the most single-season rebounds with 446, later broken by A'ja Wilson. Sharpshooter Clark, meanwhile, set the WNBA and Indiana Fever records for most assists in a regular season, most points scored by a rookie in a regular season, and most three-point field goals made by a rookie as she was crowned Rookie of the Year. Both ultimately missed out on the ultimate prize, a WNBA championship, but that hasn't stopped Clark getting back in the lab and Reese preparing to play in a new 3vs3 basketball league in January. As for Jackson, he's in the midst of another MVP caliber season, after scooping the award for the first time in 2019 and for a second time last season. Angel Reese identified Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu as among the best three-point shooters in the WNBA. The trio of stars are up there as the most recognizable faces in the league, with the Ionescu, 27, fresh off her first title with the New York Liberty, claiming the championship after defeating the Minnesota Lynx. Reese and Clark, both 22, entered the WNBA on the back of highly distinguished college careers, with the pair facing off against each other in the NCAA championship game. Reese led LSU to the title, which put an end to Clark's remarkable career with Iowa, where she became the NCAA's leader in both scoring and assists. With the Chicago Sky star having created her Unapologetically Angel podcast this year, she used a platform to shout out Clark and Ionescu during a chat with comedian Funny Marco. After admitting that he's a bigger WNBA fan than the NBA, Marco asked Reese to name who she thinks are the best three-point shooters in the league. Reese initially answered, between Caitlin, Diana Taurasi. It was Stewart who had a career-worst performance from three this season, despite becoming a three-time champion. The two-time MVP could only muster up a disappointing percentage of 29.5% from the three-point line. Prior to her debut WNBA season, Clark showered her rival with praise as she spoke out Reese's deadliest attribute. The thing that really stands out is the offensive rebounding, the Indiana Fever star said. She did the exact same thing to us when we were in college, too. She's just such a great offensive rebounder. She's always just had a knack for that. It's not always something you can teach. I think she just has a really good eye for the ball off the rim and can go get it.